I'm actually like, I'm a firm believer that people should really do whatever they want to do without being cajoled, without being pressured into it. And the fact that I was not really feeling it, I just knew something was wrong. I was not even excited about it. And one more thing I really want to say is see these people who have the ministry of holding phones, taking pictures and videos when a guy is trying to propose to a girl. Please, people should know how to just zip up. Stop shouting, say yes. Say yes to what? Stop stimulating the person, the lady, to say yes. Because you're not going to be there with them, living with them. Don't make people say yes when they really want to say no, or when they are not sure what they want to say. Just allow people, okay? Hey family, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you guys on a journey. We're going to be revisiting the past in order to pave way for a smooth future. Anyway, somebody's going to be wondering, why exactly are you choosing to talk about this? This has been like exactly 2 years and a couple of days ever since my last engagement, and I'm choosing to talk about it today. And someone is going to ask, why are you talking about it? Why don't you just let it go? Basically, I would never talk about it, but because I realize that there's a need to talk about it, and that's why I am being very vulnerable today, sitting down here looking pretty and trying to tell you about my life. So actually, I'm a private person, despite the fact that I'm on social media and stuff, and that's why you find it like I'm not always on social media, especially my YouTube channel, because I tend to be kind of private, but I'm trying to unravel. Anyways, the real reason why I'm talking about this video today is because I had 3 different ladies who don't know themselves, who are not connected in any way, come to me and ask me, telling me things like, I'm about to get married, I'm engaged to this person, but down the line I figured out I don't want to be with this person anymore. What do I do? What can I do? And I'm like, in my mind I'm like, why do you guys think I'm in the best position to tell you what to do? And I just realized that God allows us to go through certain things because He wants to prepare and shaping us, to use our experiences to help other people. Yes, that is what I've come to conclude, because I never ever posted my engagement on my socials, even when it happened. Like, I am so private to the part that I was like, probably after the wedding, like after the white wedding, I would post the engagement 2 or 3 months after. It was that bad. So nobody knows about it, and if you're watching my video, you are the first person to hear about it. Well, back to these ladies. I'm going to be telling you guys my story because some women don't know it is okay to actually say no after you've said yes. I mean, that is before you say I do. There are different processes. You go from accepting to be somebody's girlfriend, and then they say, will you marry me? Yes, I will. That is way different from, do you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband, or do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife? And that's where you said, yes, I do. Now, I'm a firm believer that once you say yes, I do, you just have to keep doing, except it's a matter of life and death. But you see this, yes, I will, like, will you marry me? Yes, I will. It's okay for you to halfway realize, no, I don't think I want to go on this forever journey with you. I want to turn back. So I don't necessarily like to tell people say yes, or when they come and ask me questions like, I was supposed to be married to this person, but I have a challenge, I can't go on. I don't like to just tell them, don't marry him or marry him, because people can be funny. So somebody doesn't come yes time and tell me, you are the one who made me marry this person, or you're the one who made me not to marry this person, whatever. I'm going to be telling you my story, and before I do that, I'm going to be telling you the stories of these other ladies. Now, first off, there was a day I was on Instagram and I saw a preacher lady. I love her. I listen to her sometimes, and I heard her say something. She made mention, she said, if you get engaged, you should never call off your engagement. And that's crap. That is cap. It's cap. What on earth do you mean? I mean, there are different reasons that can actually warrant you as a woman or even a man to call off your engagement, and it is perfectly okay. If you want to do that, I mean, it is way okay compared to, you know, you getting married and you investing in that marriage, and years down the line it's no longer working. So it's better you just call it off from the beginning. So I'm going to be telling you the stories of these three beautiful ladies individually. I'm sharing their experiences out of permission, but you don't know them, and I'm not going to call their names, and you'll never know them. Number one lady. So this lady was engaged to be married to this man, but unfortunately, she says her family and their family are from like two different kindreds or regions or something, and based on history, those kindreds do not intermarry based on some ancient tribal wars or whatever, and she doesn't know what to do about it and how to go about it, if she should, you know, go ahead with this marriage plan. Well, that was her number one concern. See, I want you guys to listen to all of the stories, and I will really appreciate if you, in the comment section, you know, throw in your own light and give your own advice. The second issue she's having with this particular man is the fact that she says he does not communicate and plan to do things with her and scale through. What do I mean? So let's say, for instance, they, you know, have like a discussion and decide we are going to do XYZ in XYZ manner, and after agreeing and conversing and going to bed happily, and you know, they have a plan, he wakes up and he executes a totally different thing from what they had both agreed on. And she said this pattern had continued like once, twice, thrice, and she saw it as a major red flag. Like, can I go ahead with this person? Why are you always disregarding everything I say? And even when it's not just what I said, even when we both had the communication and agree on something, you just blatantly do a different thing. Now, the third issue she's having with this same guy is the fact that she has her dreams, her goals, her ambitions, and she wants to further, you know, do her master's. She already has her BSc. She wants to do her master's, her PhD. You know, she has great dreams, but each time she communicates it with this man, like, oh, I want to take this course, I want to go for this training, he flares up and he's like, why do you want to do it? Why are you spending money? You're already a graduate, you're already served as a copper, what else do you want to do? And she's like, what? You know, and she says she is not comfortable. He's a businessman, you know, he wants her not to further, and he's like, you can join me in my business. But the thing is, she doesn't exactly want to 100% put her life doing the kind of business he does. She wants her own thing. She has her own ambition and her own goals, and you know, these three things are actually confusing her, and she's like, these three things are actually like a red flag to her, and she's wondering, is this really what I want to do in my life? Lady number two actually said she had met this guy online, they had been dating, everything was going smoothly, but then she just felt like she didn't want him when he came back to Nigeria. They didn't have that chemistry, she couldn't feel emotions, and she said she actually preferred him better when they were in the long distance relationship before he came back to Nigeria. And now he has gone to see her people, she has gone to see his people, but somehow deep down within her, she feels like this is not what she wants. She's not really feeling that connection, and she wants to quit. Lady number three, guys. Lady number three is very, very crucial. These are real people, real scenarios. So lady number three says, and I quote, okay, no, I won't quote, but lady number three said she realized that her soon-to-be husband is not sexually compatible with her, you know, because let me tell you guys something. Even if we as Christians, we do not encourage premarital sex. There are other ways for you to really find out if your partner is sexually compatible with you, so you don't make a big mess. Anyways, her major complaint was, I'm looking for the nicest, most professional way to say it, is that his instrument for sexual pleasure is very small, like very, very small, and he was unable to satisfy her sexually. You know, when people say things like 1 minute man or 40 seconds man, you know, that's like the case. And she's like, this is a complete no-no for me. I cannot be involved. Well, for lady number 3, she already knew she could not be involved. So coming to me was more or less like, how do I, you know, tell my family that this is the issue and this is a challenge? But for lady number 1 and number 2, they were confused. Should I go ahead? Should I not go ahead? How am I going to do it? Everybody knows. What are people going to say? People, I don't really work well with what will people say, because I really don't care what people will say, right? So, but I was able to just communicate to lady number 1 and number 2 that marriage is a personal decision. You have to be very convinced of what you're going into, because even when you're marrying your best friend, in quotes, there are still issues with people who are best friends in marriages that you have to resolve. So how much more when you don't even have feelings for this person, or maybe when you're getting married and there are a lot of major red flags here and there. I mean, except you want to be like a stay-at-home mom that's going to be manipulated, controlled, and you just have to decide what you want. And I didn't exactly categorically tell lady 1 and 2, yes, you know, go ahead, or no, don't go ahead. I was able to talk with them, and they were able to come to their own conclusion, my own personal experience. So I was engaged. I had a very beautiful engagement. I'm going to try to put up pictures, if possible, the videos on the screen so you see it. It was so sweet and so awesome. But I want to say something. It's heavy to say, but I have to say this because so many women are going through similar situation and they need help. They don't know how to pull out of it. You know, sometimes you're the bigger person, you're the stronger person. It's important for you to just help them. All right. I'd known this person for like a while, but more like an extended knowing thing. But the month this person actually came to me, I was actually just trying to heal from a breakup. Like, I had a breakup, and that was in 2019. Am I supposed to say the date? Okay, but that was in 2019, and I had just had a breakup. And he came to me, and I'm like, I am not interested in any relationship, young man. And he was like, I don't want to date you, I want to marry you. And I'm like, what? At first, I tried to push him off, get out of my life, you know, all that kind of thing. And he was like insisting, I'm going to marry you, you're my wife, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay. So I thought to myself, because I was grieving, I was in pain. In that period, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to fall in love with anybody. I'm not interested. Let me just get married. This man, you know how it can be for ladies, you know, when you're grieving. When I say videos on how to get over breakups, and I tell you things to do and not to do on my channel, I'm not just blabbing. I'm actually telling you out of wisdom and out of experience. So the mistake I made was I decided to get married to this person, not because I knew this was what I wanted, not because I was in love with this person, not because I genuinely cared about the marriage thing, but because I felt I was going to use it as a tool to heal from my breakup. Very dangerous thing to do. And that's why I always tell people, never get into a new relationship if you're still hurting from your ex, because you're going to make very poor decisions. So I was going to go ahead because I felt, okay, this is going to help me to, you know, I mean, yes, this is a man who loves me. I don't have to deal with being in another relationship, falling in love, and going through all that talking stage, knowing stage, da 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 da, and yada yada yada. So I felt, okay, getting married was going to be a cool option. I'm just going to escape any future heartbreak. So I mean, it was really just a transition from meeting you, knowing you, and getting married. There was really no period of like dating and courting, like a long period. We just we were heading straight into the marriage whole thingy. That was the ending of 2019, and then Corona came in 2020, and thank God for Corona because it slowed things up, because we would have been married before my birthday 2020, but Corona made a lot of things slow up, and we began to like cut more like, and that was what really gave me ample time for me to think about my decision and ask myself, is this really what I wanted? Is this really what I wanted to do? And what is my why? I was able to ask myself, what is your major why for wanting to do this? And thank God for the Corona, I was able to begin asking questions, finding out certain things. And there's so many things that you need to be sure before you actually get joined with another person. You have to ensure, are you guys on the same faith spiritually, financially? What's this person's source of income? I'm not trying to tell you get married to a rich man or get married to a struggling man. I'm saying source of income. You have to understand, this is how he makes his money. Are you comfortable with how the money is being made? Is it something you can relate to? So you don't end up getting married to someone with a source of income that you can't really understand. And I was able to get to really know him well, and there were certain things that was like a red flag to me that I had to, wow, why am I feeling like this? So there's certain things that were a red flag to me that I had to let go of. And was it easy for me to finally just tell him I don't want to do this anymore? No, it wasn't. It took me a long time. I prayed about it. In fact, I was praying about my marriage all the while, but it was like I wasn't hearing anything from God. But every other decision was coming from external factors and people, like externally. I wasn't getting any conviction from my inside. I was only people telling me, pastors and prophets. I'm going to come to that. I'm going to have a different video for that. But I just had to realize that this is not what I wanted. I was not going to go ahead with this, and I cut it off. I felt bad. I was hot. I was even feeling heartbroken. Like, these days we call it breakfast. I served the breakfast, but I was also I served the breakfast, but I was also very sober. I felt bad because I knew I was hurting somebody. But there were so many things that I was not comfortable with. I'm going to tell you my story here and there. This video is getting too long. But, one thing I want men to understand is sometimes women ask you questions not because they want answers, but because they want to know if you will tell them the truth. So there were certain things I started asking, and there was a particular situation. Listen, I'm not trying to make this person like paint a bad picture about this person, because he's a nice person. He was sweet and loving and extremely caring. Just that we're not meant to be together, and probably this person can be an awesome husband or father to some other persons, just that it cannot work with both of us. So what I'm saying is, there were certain things that we were planning for our future, and one particular one that put me off was I asked him a question about something and he completely lied about it. I knew what it was. So I was patient, and I decided to like ask a second time. And this was actually a serious thing kinda. And he took his stance. And because of how merciful my Father God is on me, I decided to, a different day again, ask about it. And he still lied. And I'm like, you cannot continue lying to me like this. And there's so many other things, and I felt like there were a lot of things I started looking into and snooping. One thing you want to do if you're about to get married is don't just be carried away by the feeling of wearing a ring, and always you're just too excited, you don't stop to think. I don't just come out here and say things. I actually say things that make sense. So I had to stop to think for myself. I had to ask questions. When you're engaged, it's even the best time to get to know your spouse while you're courting. Engagement is not like a death sentence that is like final, because you're engaged, you must get married. No. Give yourself all the time. I mean, you can never really know somebody, even if you're 20 years, but at least give yourself to study, to know, to fantasize, to imagine. And I'm going to also say one of the things that actually made me call off the engagement, because I wasn't sure. I was always uncertain. And you know, we women have a way of fantasizing things in our head. You know, you can just talk to a guy and already fantasizing your wedding day with him. I was not having any of those exciting fantasies even after I got engaged. And on the day of my engagement, I was not really excited. I was not even fantasizing, oh, we're gonna be married. I couldn't exactly picture a future with this person. I was not sure. I was not setting. I was not seeing nothing. I was not seeing anything, you know. So I'm like, at least I should. I mean, even when you want to travel to somewhere, at least you have imaginations of your trip, of your destination. How much more a forever thing? So yeah, I hope that this is going to help somebody out there make, you know, the best decision, the very best decision. And one of the things that I felt was really holding me back was his temper issue, because he had a temper, and on 2 different occasions in public, I'm not trying to shame this person, because he could have changed. He could be an amazing person out there, but on 2 different occasions in public, he had a near the most what's the called domestic assault, like on something that was so stupid and flimsy, like something that was really in existence, you know. And I felt like this person is insecure. This person has an extreme level of jealousy, and I'm like, I couldn't really picture that trust, because one thing about me is I am so big on trust. I am so big on trust because I tend to be like really extremely faithful if I'm in a relationship, and I'm not quick to start suspecting you or start, you know, thinking, snooping around. So I just basically feel like, you know, I release my energy, and I feel like that person has the same energy, and it's quick for me to trust you. So, but when this person starts making some really harsh actions out of distrust, it was a major red flag, because I'm like, if you can't trust me, you cannot trust any other person in this world at all. So on 2 different occasions, he had extreme rage, and you know, they say nearly cannot kill a bird, but nearly would hit me. And on the first day he had that, oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying all of this. Is this even necessary? So on the first day, he actually told me, like, if not because of, I mean, if you were my ex, I was going to hit you. I can't say all of that, but just that's what it was. Like, I didn't even tell nobody about this. Believe me, this person is not a bad person. It's just his character flaw, and I was able to see the red flag on time and japa out of the marriage because I cannot speak English. You know, like the first time was a nearly, the second time another nearly. After the second time, I was like, I don't want to find out what it feels like to be beaten. I needed to japa. And he, of course, he apologized, but I think I've said too much in this video. Why am I saying all of these things? So this is actually the major reasons, and that's why I'm always telling you there's always going to be a red flag. When I see newly married people come out and say, I want to get a divorce, I always tell people the red flag is there. There's always a red flag, but you never get to see the red flag. So look for the red flag. I'm not just saying look for the red flag because I want to talk. I'm saying look for the red flag because I've been there, I've done that, and I listen to the red flags like, ha, 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 ha. So yes, so if you are in a situationship right now, and both as a man, as a woman, and you're scared, I know you're going to hurt your partner, but it's way better to call off an engagement than, you know, call off your marriage. It's you're gonna be a divorcee, you're gonna have that on your name. So, but call off an engagement and it's fine, and you're gonna have time to really think better, prepare better. And even that year, I was supposed to get married. I don't think I was ready as of then. I wasn't ready. I didn't feel like I was ready to get married. You know, people here in Nigeria feel once a woman is 25, she should be in her husband's house. But I was not ready. And yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's better to do the right thing and do it well. So if you're in that situation, the reason I had to do all of this is because I want to help somebody out there. I mean, if 3 ladies could confide in me, and I wonder how many more ladies out there are battling the same thing. You have to get married for you. You're not getting married for your mother or father or siblings or friends. Even if all your friends are married, don't get rushed into marriage because you're 35 or 40, so you don't regret it. Make sure that it's a decision you're making for you. It's a long talk. Marriage talk is so long, but make sure you're comfortable, because even when you're marrying your best friend, wahala used to still come out. So how much more when you are getting married and you're seeing so many red flags, so many wahala here and there? Please make the right choice for yourself. Sit yourself down and talk to yourself. Sit yourself down and advise yourself. Sit yourself down and look, ask questions. Know what you want. Ask a lot of questions. Look into things. It's so very important. All right, thank you guys. Whew, the video has finally been done. Thank you guys for watching. You see how I feel? Yeah, I feel like I just opened my whole soul to the whole world. But thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you've gotten to this point, please just click on subscribe and click on the like button. My next video is going to wow you, because there was something I didn't say in this video I'm going to say in my next video. I hope it's going to be shorter than this one. This one is almost about 20 or more than 20 minutes now. So thank you guys for watching, and leave me some comments. Leave me some comments in the comment section. I would be sure to respond to you. Loves and kisses.